is here, and I'm the director of this office here, which is called Academic Programs Abroad. What do we have here? Juniors, seniors, sophomores? Freshmen. Everybody freshmen. Okay, so you're only two for GRE. Wow. Okay, so basically, what is true is really how can you set yourself apart from the rest of the bunch? And one of the really, really good ways to do this is, first of all, to learn a foreign language. And second of all, to go somewhere else and study somewhere else. And we have, I just, right now I'm crunching numbers to tell our colleagues nationwide what's going on with our study abroad program, et cetera, et cetera. And I can tell you that there is a direct correlation between the number of students who go overseas and the ranking of a university. So places like Princeton and Yale and Stanford send a lot of students abroad. And it's not just the people who speak Spanish or who study German or something like that. It is everybody. Sciences, engineering, agriculture. So why do you think that is? Why do you think study abroad is so important for you? To set yourself apart. Yes?
Why do you experience new things and you get to open up to different cultures and the way things happen in your country?
Definitely. So you're able to function in a multicultural environment, really, truly. That is true. Flexibility is another one. The third one is that you actually demonstrated that you did something that you didn't have to do. That means you have initiative. You're doing something that most other people don't do. Nationwide, only 2% of students go overseas or on national student exchange. We define abroad as anything outside of Louisiana, so we also have the national student exchange. So only 2% of students go somewhere else, and that means that if you do it, you have a leg up on 98% of your competitors. And even if you never intend to leave Louisiana, if you want to go to graduate school, if you want to go to med school, if you want to go to veterinary school, an overseas experience or even national student exchange is definitely something that you want to have on your resume. Right now, we have a student, for example, who's in physics. Physics of all, why would he go abroad? Spent a year in Germany. Actually, before that, he did an internship in Germany at a very, very nice research institution. He got published there, and now he's finishing up school. He spent a year in Germany, did that math and physics stuff there, and he applied to graduate schools, and guess where he was placed and where he was accepted. Take some wild guesses for physics. What's the rock and roll for a physics major? Yes, MIT, exactly. And he got a place there. He was invited there. He was invited to study. He got a couple of other places: Stanford, Berkeley, Cornell, UPenn, so all those Ivy League places, with a degree from LSU. Okay, so LSU, if you want to, gives you an excellent education if you take advantage of all your opportunities. And one of the opportunities definitely is study abroad. And I heard actually the student speak Spanish, and he heard that one professor was really after him because he needed him to participate in an experiment in Mexico, a physics major. But yes, physics is actually a very international career if you look at it. And it's the same with agriculture. Many of our professors here at LSU are actually very, very active with research somewhere else, overseas. So it's very important to keep in mind that international stuff is really important for every major, no matter what you do. If you want to go to graduate school, it's a big plus. If you want to go to med school, it's a big plus. If you want to go to med school, it's a big plus. So how do you go about it? You'll see our website here. We explained a little bit about our office. Then we have summer and short-term programs. We have international exchanges, and we have the national exchanges. What's one big obstacle to study abroad? What do you think?
Money.
Money. Everybody talks about money, thinks about money. And let me let you into a little secret. If you go for a semester or a year overseas, it might be that you're actually paying less than you're here paying at LSU. That's a new one. Let me explain that. Basically, the way that our exchanges work is that you continue to pay tuition at LSU. You can also use all of your scholarship money, financial aid, etc., etc. So that's a good thing. You definitely don't pay more than at LSU because you continue to pay tuition here. You don't pay tuition at our partner university. If you go on national student exchange, if the partner university's tuition is actually lower than ours, you probably will be able to go there and pay tuition there. So that saves you some money right there. Many of our partner universities overseas subsidize dorm rooms and subsidize meal plans. How much do you pay for a cup of coffee over here at Starbucks? $7? $4, okay. $4 plus tax is $4.50. Okay, for $4.50 you would get a full-blown meal at a cafeteria in Germany. Plus they subsidize that stuff. I remember one student went over to a dorm in Germany and he had to live with 2 young ladies in an apartment. They treat them as adults, and he didn't have to share the room, he just shared the apartment. And he paid $350 all inclusive for a room in an apartment with a kitchen, with a little living area and all that stuff. Did you get that in that version? No. So, study abroad can actually be cheaper than studying here at LSU. What's the only extra expense that you have? You do need to buy a plane ticket. Romo takes a long time to get to Europe, so flying is definitely much more appropriate. But that's the only thing. And a plane ticket, unfortunately right now, ticket prices went up, but a plane ticket overseas costs between, let's say, $1,600 and $2,000. That sounds like a lot, but if you start paying up for it, and maybe, you know, buying a cup of coffee less a day or so, it adds up very quickly. So, if you go for a semester a year, really, you don't have to think about money too much. If you think that you're too poor because, you know, you might be receiving a Pell Grant or something like that, people who do receive Pell Grants can actually apply for a special scholarship program. It's called the Gilman Scholarship Program. And we have several students every year who receive it, pays you up to $6,000 to go somewhere else. And here's another little secret. People in the sciences, people in agriculture, people in engineering are actually unusual candidates. And if they apply, they have a better chance to get a Gilman scholarship than the people who come from the humanities or those who study Spanish or something like that. So keep that in mind. What's another big issue for moms and dads? Safety, exactly. And I'm always telling people, which city in the world has one of the highest murder rates? Well, you know, I cannot say it officially, but you all know what I'm talking about. Meaning that, you know, Baton Rouge, New Orleans are not necessarily the safest places, but what do you need to do? You need to know where you are, and you need to know where you're going. It's the same with study abroad, and our students invariably comment that, you know, they really don't feel unsafe when they go overseas. They feel a little insecure because sometimes they might not speak the language or something like that, but they don't feel unsafe. And we make very sure that our students stay safe while overseas. It's a big thing for us. Right now, for example, we cannot send students to Mexico. Even though I personally go to Mexico, I have family in Mexico, but the State Department says, well, you know, American citizens really shouldn't travel there. And so LSU takes that to mind and says, no, we're not going to travel there. Okay? So we look at it, we watch out for you, and we try to make very sure that you are safe. And even though moms and dads do not want to believe it, sometimes my impression is that our students are a little safer overseas than they are here. Not on this campus, but I think if you venture out into New Orleans in the wrong neighborhood, or even in Baton Rouge in the wrong neighborhood, you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. So, any questions about long-term study abroad? For our international, for our bilateral programs, which is a direct exchange with universities, you need a 3.0, but we have other possibilities where you have where you can get into a program with a 2.75. So yes, we do expect students to do well. What is equally important is that your credits or the courses that you will take at the other university actually come back over to LSU. They transfer back. So you're not going there and having fun. You're going there, you're studying at the other university, you're bringing the credits back here. You're not losing any time, which is very important for us as well because we want you to graduate in the 4 years that are allocated, right? Sometimes, national student exchange and international student exchange, you are able to take courses you might not be able to find here. If you have a specialty, if you want to do special research somewhere, you might be able to go to a university, let's say University of Minnesota on the National Student Exchange, or Hawaii, you know, a very uncool place to go to. And you can go there, you can do research, or you can take courses there. We had a student in history here, for example, he went over to Hawaii, and he was able to take all those courses in Chinese and Japanese history that we weren't able to offer. Okay? So that's another plus, it's another thing to think about. You have to do your homework to find it. Now, many students have a very, very crowded curriculum, have a very crowded major, and for those students, studying for a semester a year might not necessarily be the best thing to do. And for those students, we have a different opportunity, and that is our short-term and summer programs. And you can actually click on them. And you see what we are offering, and we have this cool little map, so you do need to know a little bit about geography to manage this. So where are we here? It looks like North America here. Let's go over to Europe, and you can click on that, and we are zooming in. No programs in Belarus. Oh, wow, what a shame. But we do have 4 programs in Germany. Let's click on there and see what's going on here. And you see we have LSU in Germany, Footsteps in Berlin, Hidden Treasures of Europe, and Encounter Engineering Europe. Engineers go over there. And guess what they visit in Germany? What do you think? They're going to visit the Mercedes factory. They're actually going to tour it. They're going to visit the VW factory. They're going to tour it. They're going to visit BMW. They're going to tour it. They will not go to Porsche, but you know, it's one of those things. But they visit a lot of other cool places. What you can do on a lot of the summer programs is actually take courses that might fit into your general electives or your general education requirements. Almost all of the programs offer history, political science, a language, and so on and so forth. And I can talk a little bit more about LSU in Germany because I do that. The way that all of the programs operate is that you go over there, you take 2 courses. If you take an in-session program, you take only 1 course. You stay in the country anywhere between in-session 3 weeks, summer programs all the way up to 6 weeks. You stay in the country, you take the courses there, and the courses are usually related to the country that you're staying in. So if you go with LSU to Paris, for example, you will be able to take French. You will have political science courses, which are directly related, whatever, to the French political system, and a couple of others. English might be something you're taking. LSU in Ireland, you can take music and music appreciation in Ireland. And guess what? The faculty member takes you to an Irish pub. Why? Well, you know, there is Guinness, but you know, in pubs, that's where the music happens. It's a little bit like the chimes here in the varsity. So if you want to listen to typical Irish music and Irish folk music, you have to sit in a pub, and sometimes you have to make the sound noise and drink a pint too. I'm sure a lot of people might. So, you have hands-on classes, literally. When you talk about history in Ireland, you are going to the historical places, and you're going to see them. And the same with LSU Germany. In Germany, we offer German, obviously, so you would be able to take first semester German. And first semester German actually also counts as a general education in the humanities. So you can take that, or you can take 2 history courses, and you wouldn't need a language to do that. And the 2 history courses, guess what? One's World War II. Why do I teach World War II in German? Any idea? Anybody ever heard about Mr. Hitler? Well, that's why I teach World War II in Germany. We're actually going to the places where things happen. So we'll be in Berlin, we'll be in Nuremberg. Has anybody ever heard about Nuremberg trials? Okay, so we are going to a lot of places The plates are going to be incorporated into your classwork, and you can go as a freshman, you can go as a senior, you can go as a junior or a sophomore. So you can, we have students who go on 4 different programs during their career, and then they go and study abroad. Sometimes they go on NSC and on the summer program and so on and so forth. Have a look at all those things. They're animated, so you see a lot of cool pictures, and then none of them are doctored, they all come from our programs. You can come to our office in Hatcher Hall, 103 Hatcher Hall. We're open 8 to 4:30. You don't need to make an appointment or anything. Just drop in, shoot us an email. We still take students who want to go this summer, which is important. So if you don't have anything else to do during the summer, you want to get along with your studies, come see us. We might have a place for you. And do plan ahead. It takes a little while, especially if you want to go for a semester or a year. You need to come in early. Our application deadlines are about half a year before you leave, and you need to plan half a year before that to be able to make a good decision. Okay? But we're open. We're ready for you, and we certainly will be very, very happy to see you. Okay? Any questions? Yes?
So, basically, can you choose any country to study abroad in if you're doing, not for the summer one, but for the other one?
Well, we have about, I think we have about 140 partner universities in over 40 countries. So I think if you want to go to the South Pole, it will be a little difficult, but yeah, pretty much anywhere.
Okay. And how long is long term? Is that 1 year?
Long term is a semester or a year. You can go
Okay.
either a semester or a year.
Okay.
Any other? Yes?
Do all the courses that you take when you're studying abroad transfer back over to LSU?
They do transfer back to LSU. The summer courses are really cool because they're taught by LSU faculty, and they're LSU courses, so they don't transfer, they go directly on the transcript. If you go for a semester a year, the courses do transfer. We take very, very great care to prepare you for that, to select the correct courses, so that you know exactly what's coming back to you, provided you pass them, but all of our students usually do. Any other questions?
All right, well now we have 2 students that come talk to you. The first one is Ben Bricknack, and he was in your shoes last year. He was a freshman in the